Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm here to share with you something special. This is a build that I've been working on, and I've been planning this build for the patch that's hitting. And there's a lot of changes coming to the sorc, there's a lot of changes coming to our survivability, there's a lot of changes also coming to some of the lightning stuff and the fire stuff related to the sorc. So I'm going to take advantage of that, and I've made a tri-stat sorc. That's what I'm going to call it. I'm not sure how else to name it, so hopefully you find this video with the name that I gave it. We're going to get right into it. I am still leveling. Obviously, I'm level 68. We're here in tier 4. I'm in a nightmare tier 28. These guys will be like level 80 or something in here for me to showcase it to you. I'm going to go over the aspects that we're running on our gear, and that's about it. We're not going to go too deep into like gear traits, paragon board, etc., because I do plan on doing a finished version of this and sharing it with you after the patch and after I have all my gear sorted out. But even as we sit right now, just with the aspects on and some okay-ish rolls on some of our gear, this thing is a farming monster. So let's get right into it. On our helmet, we want to run basic skills, grant 20% damage reduction for 6 seconds as our imprint. On our chest piece, we want to run, you take 25% less damage from crowd control or vulnerable enemies. On our gloves, we want to run ice shards, pierce. We all know this enchantment, and they deal 25 to 20% less damage. On our pants, we want the armor imprint. On our boots, we want your lucky hit chance is increased by 20% while you have a barrier active. On our one-handed weapon, we want critical strikes with core skills, increase your attack speed by 25%. On our first amulet, we want to run, you deal 15% increased damage for each second you stand still, up to 30%. It's so good having this on the amulet because we are at full damage stacks within 2 seconds, which allows us to be very mobile. And that's the kind of the theory of this build, is being very mobile. We want to be quick, and we want a lot of resource sustain so we can be as fast as we want and never burn out. For our malignant heart, we're running the brutal heart. 20% of incoming damage is suppressed when you use a defensive subterfuge or macabre skill. For our first ring, we want using a cooldown restores 25 mana. We want to run the Vicious Heart. For each unique element you deal damage with, you deal 7 to 12% increased damage for 3 to 9 seconds. And the star of the show, here we are going to be running, as soon as they change the imprint, or the aspect tomorrow, the chain lightning aspect that we get resources, we will be slotting that here instead. For now, we're running restore 3 or 4 of your primary resource when you crowd control an enemy, but this will be changing to the lightning aspect. You know, that you gain 3 mana when chain lightning chains, because it is all around better for multitasking, like it's going to be better for boss fights and things of that nature, right? And we're running the Wrathful Heart, cycle through a malignant bonus every 20 kills. All of these bonuses on this Wrathful Heart are awesome for this build. Attack speed is awesome. It lets us proc all of our, it lets us proc our chain lightnings, and it lets us proc our ice orbs or frozen orbs. Core and basic skills have a 19% chance to fully restore your primary resource. When this is up, we don't have to worry about using any of our defensive skills. We can literally just kite, kill. Not a problem, not have to worry about it. Also amazing. And the last bonus, every 17 seconds gain a barrier, absorbing some damage. The barrier that we get from this is also helpful because it gives us better uptime on our aspect that we have on our boots. And finally, for our offhand, we're running skills deal up to 20% increased damage based on your available primary resource when cast. We're generally at full resource, so this is what we run. We're going to get into the skills. This is where things are going to differ, and the skills are pretty set in stone. The paragon board is not. I am still working on the paragon board. But you're going to see, even as this build sits right now, it absolutely destroys. We're going to run Enhanced Firebolt. This is not in an enchantment slot. This is on our skill bar. So we are running this on our skill bar. Very important because we have so many parts of this build that are relying on having all 3 types of damage active at the same time. We are running 1 point into Frozen Orb, 2 Destructive Frozen Orb, but this goes in enchantment slot number 1, 5 points into Ice Shards, down to Destructive Ice Shards, 1 point in Chain Lightning, down to Destructive Chain Lightning. And the reason we're running Chain Lightning in our enchantment slot is because, for one, we're attacking so fast and burning through so much mana that this is almost like every 1 or 2 seconds. It's like 1, 2, chain, 1, 2, chain, and it helps with one of the biggest weaknesses the sorc had, and that is ice shards doing AoE damage. This solves that problem, and we're able to just blow up screens. Now, you may be wondering why we are running the destructive morph of this rather than the greater chain lightning morph. That is because we are relying on our crackling energy to sustain. So this goes in your second enchantment slot. Also, the Paragon board, the crackling energy is getting buffed, the node that's on there, and we will be grabbing that. But I will go into that when I do the full build at a later date. Running 1 point into all of our defensive skills outside of Frost Nova, which we have the full 5 points in. Flame Shield up to Shimmering Flame Shield, teleport over to Shimmering Teleport. Ice Armor down to Shimmering Ice Armor, and Frost Nova down to Mystical Frost Nova. We do 1 point into Elemental Attunement. 3 points into Precision Magic, 1 point into Align the Elements, 1 point into Protection, just to help us with our boot aspect and keeping uptime on that. Between this and running the malignant heart that gives us that rotates through the barrier reaction, and also Ice Armor, between those 3 things, we have a pretty good uptime on barriers, so we see pretty good returns from those things. 1 point into Icy Veil, up to 3 points to Snap Freeze, 1 point into Static Discharge, 3 points into Invigorating Conduit, all 3 points into all of our ice passives here, and finally we're running Avalanche as our finisher. We're able to run all 3 points in this because we have reliable uptime on either Frozen and or Chilled from our Frozen Orb procs. Skill bar is all 4 of your defensive skills, except for we have our Fire Basic Attack and Ice Shards. I'm going to show you how to play this real quick. As we run into a pull, basically we just want to do 1 cast of our Fire skill, and then after that we just spam Ice Shards. It's that simple. 1 cast of the Fire and Ice Shards. And all we need is 1 cast that's good for about 10 seconds to keep all 3 stacks of the buff up. And we kill the pull, we run through our crackling energies, pick them up, move on to the next pull. As you can see, excellent frozen time. We just keep everything pretty much locked down. We run through, we collect all our frozen orbs, we move on to the next pull. Chain Lightning just obliterates the room, not a problem. We grab our, so again, how you do this is you run in, 1 cast of your basic skill just to get your proc going. Super easy to play, and then you just spam Frozen Orbs until everything's dead. Or sorry, Ice Shards. Boom, go through, move through, collect all our I call them static lightnings, but are little lightning balls. And move on to the next pull, rinse and repeat. It's that easy. It's that easy. Boom, 1, and then we just come in and
to prepare that.
Pick up all the little orbs after we kill everything. If I don't get frozen to death by this guy, let's see. Cheaters. Cheaters!
I'm not ready yet.
This guy must be frost enchanted. I can't see it because of my overlay. I can't see what his enchantment is. There we go. Those guys are a pain in the butt, but we got him done. Collect our lightnings. Are all these guys frost enchanted? Oh, we're in a frost enchanted. This is going to be a rough go for us because these guys are quite over leveled from where we're at, but that's all right. We'll do our best.
I'm not ready yet.
So there you go. 1 attack, move in, and then just spam it. If you feel like your buff is running out, just recast your basic real quick. It's literally like half a second of time because our attack speed is so fast that it's not a big deal to sneak one in there if you need to. I guess I shouldn't have grabbed that. That's okay. We're going to take advantage of it anyways to get through this a little bit quicker. We also are spec'd into a lot of movement speed. We have movement speed on our boots and our amulet. That is by design. I wanted this to be like the ultimate farming build, right? So I just wanted to be able to just blow through dungeons as quickly as possible. Also helps us stay out of trouble, of course. You can see we just kind of stay topped off, and if we ever do run up, it's just a quick dodge into some orbs. It's that simple to get our mana back. It really is such a fast build. It's so fast. Obviously, our damage is not as high as it's going to be when we're max level, right? So I don't want you to be paying attention to damage right now. I don't want to see anyone in the comments like, oh, damage is low. You saw my gear, right? Like, the gear is not min-maxed. It's not perfected right now. But once it is, I'm telling you, this build is going to absolutely dominate the meta for speed clearing dungeons on a sorc. And all of this stuff's getting stronger too, right? Like, keep that in mind. As soon as this patch hits tomorrow, like, literally all of this is going to be stronger. So by using our basic skill, what we're doing is we're proccing the elemental glyph on our Paragon board. I know I haven't showed you guys that. So we're getting an extra 5% from that, and then we're also proccing our Malignant Heart that's giving us damage for having all of our damage elements active. So we gain 15% multiplicative damage, or a little bit over that actually, like 17 to 18% multiplicative damage from that one cast of that ability. On top of that, we are also gaining 20% damage reduction from one cast of that ability from our aspect on our helmet. So it's very important. I can't stress this enough. Don't forget when you move into a pull, just one cast of that ability before you move in, and you're good to go for 6-7 seconds or so.
I need time to do that.
Like you can see, we just got whacked by that guy and we didn't die. And I mean, these guys are quite a bit above us. That's going to be mostly it for the commentary. If for some reason I think of something else to say, I'll spit it out. But I'm just going to finish out this dungeon for you guys. And then, yeah. If you made it this far and you're still watching, I really do appreciate it. As always, enjoy life. And I will have the full build out for this as soon as it's ready. Just be patient with me. I know I'm a little slow.
I need time to prepare.
But I will have it out as soon as possible, right? Like as soon as I can get my gear sorted out and have all the right rolls on everything, etc.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh, it's just so beautiful. Like it's so beautiful. I can tell you one thing I do want to say real quick is this build is so freaking fun to play. Like it is just a blast to play. Like
I need time to do that.
It is because it's so fast, right? Like you're just you're speedy, you're never out of resources, you're doing tons of AoE damage. And you've also got tons of single target damage. It's like basically the best of everything, right? It just really has no weaknesses, and we're pretty tanky because we retain our basic attack, which no one likes to do that. But especially with the meta in this current patch, the way that it is, retaining our basic attack gives us 20% extra damage mitigation for something as simple as keeping a basic attack on our skill bar. And since we need a proc for fire anyways in this build, not a big deal, right? We just got one more Slay the Tree Bones here somewhere. We'll find him. He's around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. We found him.
I need time to prepare that.
Let's get rid of this corpse real quick so we don't get murked by him. And just like that, easy peasy. Well, again, thanks for watching. Until next time, as always, enjoy life. We'll finish out these guys real quick for the video, right? Not right.
I need time to prepare that.
All right, for real.
My
For real, we're
burden
done
is
this
too
time.
great.
Adios.